Wake up, Matilda, the day is calling you. The sun is shining through your coolibah tree. Take up your swag, Matilda, the road is beckoning you. The billabong is rippling with the change in the breeze. Have you ever wondered what the world's going to be like in the next 10 years? The headlines are full of riots, warfare, hunger, poverty. Quite recently, I spent several months in India. Now, I'm an ordinary Australian, but when I saw the conditions there and remembered the way we live, it made me think. Coming back to Australia was something like this. So wake up, Matilda, the day is calling you. A bright light is shining through your coolibah tree. Take up your swag, Matilda, the world is waiting you. Lead us together till the whole world is free. Lead us together till the whole world is free.
How did you find India, Dave?
Good footy over there, Dave.
How was the booze?
It's great to be back. I'd like you to meet my friend Suresh.
Oh, hello, sir.
And how do you like Australia?
I've not seen very much yet. However, life seems to move very fast here.
Yeah, this is a terrific place. Yeah.
It's a mighty country, we're a lucky crowd. In the things we want, we can do ourselves proud.
Yay!
Where the sun is shining, we will need our aid. In the warm spring climbing, we have got it made. It's a mighty country, we're a lucky crowd. And we'll let the world see how we do ourselves proud.
Nothing can worry us out in the sun. On a paradise island, we're all having fun. In our own little corner, we'll live and we'll die, letting the world go by.
Beaches and boozing and renting and blondes, there's always a way to break out of your bonds. And if anyone asks what we're doing and why, we're just letting the world go by. It's a mighty country, we're a lucky crowd, and we'll let the world see how we do ourselves proud.
Trust you to arrive just on the day when everything's done in a American way.
When we throw to the winds all our worries and cares and drop all the weight of our weekday affairs.
Sunday afternoon never comes along too soon. You don't have to speak of the rest of the week, just wait till Saturday afternoon. Saturday afternoon never comes along too soon. You don't have to speak of the rest of the week, just wait till Saturday afternoon. Leave your business to mind itself, put your worries on the shelf. Soak in the sun down on the sand, we've all got a right to our lotus land. Saturday afternoon never comes along too soon. You don't have to speak of the rest of the week, just wait till Saturday afternoon.
So you see, Suresh,
It's a mighty country, we're a lucky crowd, and we'll let the world see how we do ourselves proud.
here in this land we have nothing to fear, and a fellow can choose any kind of career. When your life is your own, you can aim pretty high and watch all the world go by.
Just a minute! There doesn't seem much that can go on the blink, but it very soon will if we don't start to think. We're nuts to imagine that we can rely on letting the world go by. It's a mighty country, we're a lucky crowd. In the things we want, we can do ourselves proud. For the sun is shining, we believe our aid. In the warm spring climbing, we have got it made. It's a mighty country, we're a lucky crowd, and we'll let the world see how we do ourselves proud.
You're telling me, mate?
It's a mighty country, so shout it loud.
hey, what's all this about thinking? We always used to say you had muscle from ear to ear. What have you done to him in India?
But I don't know him very well. We just met on a plane.
Well, let me take this opportunity of welcoming you to Australia.
We've a lot we can teach you to help you solve your economic problems.
Hey, but wait a minute. When I was an age, I learned a lot more than I taught.
Yes, young people have more to learn these days than they realise. Life is too easy, and they've grown soft.
Soft? I'd like to see you try and ride a 20-foot wave.
Just wait till I've graduated and I'll design you a jet-propelled surfboard.
Okay, Surfy. I've written a new song for you. You get onto those drums and I'll get my guitar.
Okay.
Down along the coast where the surfing is the most, and the beach boys come from near and far in scores. Here they surf with little care, but can a surfer dare to ride a wave that reaches other shore? So listen, this is for you, 'cause here's a thought that's new. There's a world out there and we care what it will be. Now this is something bigger for a tough young daring digger. So you try it too, 'cause it's still something new that a fair dinkum Aussie's got to do. New families on the go and their life commitments grow, but the world they live in just remains the same. A nation moving fast with a tough and rugged past will take on something bigger 'cause we're game. So listen, this is for you, 'cause here's a thought that's new. There's a world out there and we care what it will be. Now this is something bigger for a tough young daring digger. So you try it too, 'cause there's still something new that a fair dinkum Aussie's got to do. The trouble with most of us in Australia is that we've got our heads in the sand. We've got much bigger things to do.
Oh, but being an engineer will be a big enough job for me.
But don't you think we could do something about the way the world's going?
Surely that's the government's responsibility. We can't do much.
And if the international situation gets too difficult for us to handle, the Americans will look after us.
Oh, I don't want to be under anybody's wing. We've got to stand on our own 2 feet.
Yes, but what do you stand for?
What do you mean?
Well, where is this country going?
Oh, don't let's worry about that. We'll find out when we get there.
Yeah, but fair go. How can we say where the country's going? We're just ordinary people. I want to find out because we're in real trouble in my country. Do you have here what we need, or must we look somewhere else?
Cripes. I don't know. She's pretty right here, if you ask me.
Well, if you really want to understand the country, it helps to know what made it. Would you like to take a look at our history? Alan, what about it?
You mean how we got here in the first place? How they sailed out from Europe to look for the great Southland?
Right. But thousands of years before that, the Aborigines came here. They learned to live with the burning desert and the endless spaces. They made the whole continent their home.
I can see that long straight road stretching to the blue, to the never, never. I see, so far to the never, never, so far. Oh, can you hear the
stars in the midnight blue. Was there a great Southland? Was it illusion or was it true? Was there a continent wholly new, asleep in the ocean's hand? Cook had no knowledge of where he was led as the weeks and the months rolled by. Was there nothing but sea ahead, or a continent's untold wealth instead? Under that star-crossed sky, a world unbalanced must surely need something to set it right. So onward they sailed with all due speed, none but the stars to give them a lead. That cross in the beckoning night. Makers of the Southland, explorers of the great land, can you make us understand what made you go? No barrier could hold you, no fear, no failure for you. Your lives were given to expand what man had yet to know. It was a wild, strange land asleep in the sun, as the first fleet sailed into Botany Bay, as the master of those convicts and guards still gazed upon its shore. To heart-sick men sore in body and mind, this land seemed to mock man's trouble and pain. Only Philip saw this land could become his country's greatest gain. Convicts freed became pioneers, squatters diggers spread over the land, and Philip's vision then was fulfilled by strength of heart and hand. And Philip's vision then was fulfilled by strength of heart and hand. They were men undaunted by the rugged mountain ranges, men undaunted by the desert sands. They defied the thirst and Australia's unknown dangers. They staked their lives and won this land. On the edge of the continent nestled the Sydney town. No man could cross the mountains, no man could get around. Though soldier and settler did their best to cross the ranges and reach the unknown west. They were men undaunted by the rugged mountain ranges, men undaunted by the desert sands. They defied the thirst and Australia's unknown dangers. They staked their lives and won this land. So from bushland to precipice, 3 men cleared a track. Blackland, Lawson and Wentworth, nothing could turn them back. Till weary and torn on the mountain crest, they saw rich plains extending to the west. They were men undaunted by the rugged mountain ranges, men undaunted by the desert sands. They defied the thirst and Australia's unknown dangers. They staked their lives and won this land.
Silence, continent, timeless still, what task they cried could it fulfill? Only sand and a stone and dust, but find its secrets they knew they must.
Dead hard for inland and sea, desert of paradise, which would it be?
Dead hard for inland and sea, desert of paradise, which would it be?
But and wills and studs and air, men who unto death would dare, to hope that on their next day's march they'd find the mirage of their search.
Dead heart was all they would make their search complete. Iron and copper enough to give millions now a chance to live.
Dead heart, come alive. You can make the nation cry. There's a slow that mountain blue. Poverty is once removed.
Dead hearts bring alive hope that man can yet survive, and wholeheartedly explore how to give life to millions more. Give life to millions more. Oh, the springtime it brings on the shearing, and it's then you will see them in droves to the West Country stations all steering, a-seeking a job off the coast, with a ragged old swag on my shoulder and a billy cord pot in my hand. I tell you, we'll astonish the new chum to see how we travel the land. And after the shearing is over and the wool season's all at an end, 'tis then you will find them flash shearers making Johnny cakes round in the bend, with a ragged old swag on my shoulder and a billy cord pot in my hand. I tell you, we'll astonish the new chum to see how we travel the land. There's a trade we all know well, and it's bringing the cattle over on every track till the Gulf and back. Men know the Queensland drover. So it's past the Billy Round boys. Don't let the fine pot stand there, for tonight we drink the health of every overlander. I come from the northern plains, where the grass and folks are scanty, where the creeks run dry or they're 10 foot high, and it's either drought or plenty. So it's past the Billy Round boys. Don't let the fine pot stand there, for tonight we drink the health of every overlander. There's a hustle and bustle in the old hotel tonight. The bar is full to bursting and the lights are gleaming bright. They're waiting for the hostler's blues beating through the night, and they're waiting for the coach of carbon coal. Carbon coal, carbon coal, and they're waiting for the coach of carbon coal.
Now the horses' hooves are drumming, in the distance they're a-coming. A far-off light is moving across the plain. At breakneck speed they're driving, pretty soon they'll be arriving. There'll be lots of cheer when all friends meet again.
Then someone shouts, they're coming, and the doors are open wide with a rattle and a clatter. The coach is there outside, with horses hot and steamy from their long and dusty ride, with the coach that bears the name of Carbon Coal. Carbon Coal, Carbon Coal, with the coach that bears the name of Carbon Coal. Carbon Coal, Carbon Coal, with the coach that bears the name of Carbon Coal.
That was great. Irina, how about a Murray song?
Certainly. I'd like to do a welcome song for you, but I'd need help to do it.
Sure.
Hide my Toruka.
Hide my,
Hide my,
hide my,
hide my,
hide my,
And now I'd like to do a long point for you.
Erere takupoi mori aturangai wi otumotu e papaki maine ko taku aroha e ngari kituto kia te kia hoki mai kia te kia hoki mai Erere takupoi mori aturangai wi otumotu e papaki maine ko taku aroha e ngari kituto kia te kia hoki mai kia te kia hoki mai Erere takupoi mori aturangai wi otumotu e papaki maine ko taku aroha e ngari kituto kia te kia hoki mai kia te kia hoki mai Erere takupoi mori aturangai wi otumotu e papaki maine ko taku aroha e ngari kituto kia te kia hoki mai kia te kia hoki mai
Why did we have to bring him here? Do we have to show him a memorial to war?
But it's not to war. It's the men who gave everything. Anyway, he wants to know about Australia, doesn't he?
What's this? The Anzacs at Gallipoli? What happened to this place, Gallipoli?
Well, thousands lost their lives there. They certainly did give everything. Was it worth it? Will it all happen again anyway?
You may not pass this place. Here you must stop. Though all the world's great tides run heedless by these quiet graves, where wandering goats now crop the thyme and saltbush under a silent sky, where pine and myrtle speak our pride and sorrow, the boys who made us men lie buried here. As once in Greece men mourned their lost tomorrow, and said the spring was taken from the year. These hills, where trenches fill and crumble under, and migrant birds find peaceful resting place, erupted once in such a cosmic thunder and fire as when a star is born in space. Here, racked with thirst, and dazed and blind and sweating, through pain and dread and ecstasy and blood, our flesh and bone climbed to their self-forgetting, and in this place was born our nationhood. Therefore I say, to all who now inherit their name and lands in freedom, dare to know this chosen ground, and walk these hills in spirit, and pause a while, and choose before you go.
Wake up, Matilda, the day is calling you. The sun is shining through your coolibah tree. Take up your swag, Matilda, the road is beckoning you. The billabong is rippling with the change in the breeze. Where there is hunger, you'll take your tucker bag. Where there is work, you'll lend your heart and hands. Where there are needs, you have a life to give the world. Wake up, Matilda, the day is calling you. The sun is shining through your coolibah tree. Take up your swag, Matilda, the road is beckoning you. The billabong is rippling with the change in the breeze. Where there is hunger, you'll take your tucker bag. Where there is work, you'll lend your heart and hands. Where there are her needs. You have a life to give the world. So wake up, Matilda, today is calling you. A bright light is shining through your Coolima tree. Take up your swag, Matilda, the world is waiting you. Lead us together till the whole world is free. Lead us together till the whole world is free.
The whole world is free. Look, David, everybody talks about freedom. But there's war in Vietnam, famine in India, race riots in Africa and America. Is that your freedom?
Freedom is what we choose to make it.
Choose. Now look, that poem talked about choosing. But in those days it all looked simple. Either fight for freedom or let tyranny take over. They just picked up their guns and went out to fight. But is that our choice?
That's quite a question. We've become so used to things as they are.
Is there something more? Is the world knocking at the door? Could we think another way, bigger than we thought before?
Could it be more fun to be sharing a better sun? Could we live to see it grow, spreading over everyone? Shadows cover the world today. Can we play a part in bringing a new day? Is there something more? Is the world knocking at the door? Could we think another way, bigger than we thought before? Could it be more fun to be sharing a better sun? Could we live to see it grow, spreading over everyone?
The world knocking at our door. Hey, I wonder what sort of world it will be.
What kind of world lies around the corner? What kind of world will our children see? Will things go right in the world tomorrow? What kind of future for you and me?
Will we walk in space in a pressurized cocoon? Book our place on a rocket for the moon? Lunch in London and tea at home? The whole bloomin' cosmos is ours to roam.
What kind of world lies around the corner? What kind of world will our children see? Will things go right in the world tomorrow? What kind of future for you and me?
We'll press a button and the washing up is done. Press another and the cooking too is done. Flick a switch and the house will be like new. But with all this leisure, what will we find to do?
What kind of world lies around the corner? What kind of world will our children see? Will things go right in the world tomorrow? What kind of future for you and me?
But will the millions who sit and wait find something new to improve their state? Will they find what they're looking for, or will they be left as they were before?
What kind of world lies around the corner? What kind of world will our children see? Will things go right in the world tomorrow? What kind of future for you and me?
Mr. Rich, is it true about things being so bad up in Asia? All we know is the headlines in the newspapers.
Well, you've never lived there. But to me, Asia is people. Hundreds of millions of people with not enough food to eat, whose only home is a dusty footpath, and for whom life has no meaning.
But there must be some way we can help. How long must some men be thin and weak when others are so well fed? For every one man who has plenty to eat, there are two go hungry to bed.
Surely someday and surely somehow there'll be enough all round.
Surely somewhere are people who will search till a way is found.
Will children go on in a struggle for bread like fathers and mothers before? Can they hope for a day when all will be fed, or will they forever be poor?
Surely someday and surely somehow there'll be enough all round. Surely somewhere are people who will search till a way is found. There'll be enough if every last man can work till the job is done. For there's food in the world for every last man to give to his daughter and son. Surely someday and surely somehow there'll be enough all round. Surely somewhere are people who will search till a way is found.
You see, Suresh, I'm sure a lot of people would like to give money and time even to help underdeveloped countries.
Some people seem to think the job will be done with just money and expert advice. Now look, I'm grateful for all that we've been given by countries like yours. The wheat, the technical skills. We need a lot of those things. But most of all we need people who are dedicated.
Give it a break.
Well, Alan, it's no use sending undeveloped people to undeveloped countries.
But I'm going to be an engineer and do something useful. What more do you want?
We want people who will show us some way out of our chaos. Every day things get worse. We are becoming desperate. Some have given up hope. They try anything that might make a difference. Even hate and violence. I don't think that'll work. But what will?
Suresh, these things can be different. I know because I've seen it beginning to happen.
No one with nothing to eat, no one with nowhere to go, no one with nothing to live and die for. A hate-free, fear-free, greed-free world. Could it be? Could it be? Could it be? Is what we're living to make, is what you're needed to do, is what we're needed together to build. A hate-free, fear-free, greed-free world. Will it be? Will it be? Will it be? Millions of voices will sing, millions of hands will work, millions of men will sweat to build a hate-free, fear-free, greed-free, want-free world. It will be, it will be, it will be.
But the problems are so colossal. It's really hard to know where to start.
We all agree about the kind of world we want. But if we mind our own business, why should we be held
Now,
responsible
just
for
hang on a minute. I reckon I'd better tell you a story. Oh, Bill,
Yeah,
should we tell them about Joe?
sure thing.
Right.
This is the tale of a wharfie named Joe, a bloke very like me and you. With all the country's affairs, should be none of his cares that there wasn't too much he could do. Now all round Australia the wharfies have always been right to the fore.
in the fight for the rights of the workers, for the wharves are a nation's front door. Now Joe and his mates, Harry, Charlie and Bob, did not always think quite the same. If you want to find out what their talk was about, you'd go there when smoker time came.
You always get here first, Charlie. Blowed if I know how.
Well, Joe, it's like this. I can never be late twice in one day. If I'm late for work, I gotta be early for smoko.
So that's where you are, Charlie. What do you think you are, a ruddy judge? Been sitting on a case all day.
Yeah. Okay, Singlet, get off me back. I'm just saving me strength when I can get back to work. I don't know where this gang would be without me. Not like London Fog Harry here. You never lift.
Why, you ought to talk, hydraulic Jack. You'd lift anything if we're not careful. You
You two. I can't hear myself think. And I've got to speak at this stop work meeting.
Oh, say what you said last time, Bob. It all adds up to the same thing. It's just anti-union religious hogwash.
Now you lay off my religion, you loud mouth. Yeah.
Come on. You may have been a champ once, but you're not in the ring now.
You keep your dirty propaganda to yourself. You mob just like pulling the men out.
It's not propaganda, it's a struggle for the workers.
There's both of you. With all this arguing, you're surprised when blokes like me don't come to your stock work meetings?
You're not interested in the union.
I'm off to stop a few ducks with the old shotgun. Supposed to be home painting the house. The wife, she's got some people coming in tonight. But this clock will square her. I knocked it off one of them cars we were unloading.
You watch out for the cops going out the gate, though, Joe. Hell, you're for it, mate.
Yeah, well, that's what's worrying me.
Now Joe went to work on the wharves every day. In his home he was building at night. And a fella named Spence, who lived over the fence, saw him working and left on the line. For one of the rights of the worker is the key to his house's front door. If a man has a home for his family, then why should he worry for more? But the ducks didn't fly near his shotgun that day. He had a long walk and that's all. When he got home quite late, found his wife in a state, for the neighbors were coming to call.
Oh, watch out, Joe. Don't you go and splash the new curtains now.
Oh, blast your curtains. Look, don't bring them up again with old Spence about to walk in.
But you might at least say you like them.
Like them? They cost us $30 we don't have.
Joe, we can't have Mr. and Mrs. Spence in unless we have the place looking nice. Oh, and wouldn't it be lovely to have new covers for the couch and chairs, too?
New covers? Old blasted suite only cost us $18.
Oh, but look at it, Joe. The couch is like the back seat of a T-model Ford. And what will Mrs. Spence think?
Well, what does it matter what she thinks? I know we're building this house ourselves. But it's better to be honest, if you ask me, and not pretend to be something we ain't. He's only a boss anyway.
He may be a boss, but they're nice people. And she's been a real friend to me. And at least you could have come home in time to finish the painting and not gone duck shooting.
Oh, get off me back! Well, needs a bit of time off every now and again.
What is the time? Oh, look, they'll be here in a minute. Look, you've just bought this clock. How can you blame me for spending money on the covers?
What do you mean on the covers?
Oh, I mean, on the curtains. That clock must have cost you a lot of money, Joe. How much was it?
Oh, not much. Actually, it was a gift.
A gift? But how did you get a gift?
Well, what's all this about spending money on covers, anyway? Say, how much money have you spent?
Oh, you're cruel. I want to go back to Mum. She's the only one who understands me.
I understand you better than you think. How much have you spent on...
You don't know what having a home means to me, Joe.
Don't know what it means, woman. The hours I've spent building this joint. How much for those covers?
Oh, they're here. Quickly, Joe, the lad and the paint, put them away.
Jean, just be honest with me. How much were those?
Hurry, Joe, they're here. Now, Joe, let's have... Let's have a nice evening with the Spencers. And if you really must know, they're $100, but they're on the lay-by and we can pay bit by bit.
Hello, how are you?
Good evening, George and Marion.
Oh.
We were just saying how much you were looking forward to having you in. Weren't we, Joe?
Oh, well, isn't this just great? I've been looking forward to the day I could step inside after watching you work on the house night after night.
Jean, I've brought you some of my special strawberry jam. It's a bit runny, so watch it. Look, the room looks absolutely charming. And the curtains have made all the difference. And they go very well with the sofa and chairs, don't they?
Oh, the chairs. I was wanting to get something...
It costs a lot to furnish a house.
We know.
I used to think all I had to do was to find enough money to put up 4 walls in a room.
Oh, boy, that's where the fun begins. Just wait till the women start redecorating.
Oh, come on, George.
You've got that trouble too.
Oh, I sure
But I
do.
always say there's only one way of furnishing a house, and that's to make it look really nice, no matter what it costs. Oh, and talking of nice things, Marion, isn't this a lovely clock Joe bought me today?
Mister, what an unusual shape.
What's wrong with the shape? Oh, well, it's a modern shape. Take a seat, George.
Well, it's not everyone who's building their own house. You're paying for it yourself as you go along?
Well, it would have taken much longer if you hadn't have left that outside light of yours on. Tell me, what made you do it?
Oh, I wanted to help.
Not many people in the world today go out of their way to help others.
Oh, I agree. And it's so easy to blame others for what goes wrong. I used to do that to George here all the time.
Oh, she nearly drove me out of the house with her moves and her tantrums. And I used to go around like a bear with a sore head.
You sure did. And then one day I really decided that for a change I'd actually be honest about myself instead of always pointing the finger at George.
We talked over many things that night, and for the first time we really began to trust each other.
That would take courage.
Absolutely honest. What do you mean by that?
Well, I used to criticize corruption, but I wouldn't think twice about fiddling my expense accounts for my income tax. So I paid back the money to my firm and the tax department.
You paid it back?
Sure.
Yeah, but not many people would have the guts to do a thing like that. Particularly most bosses. And I can think of a few of them that need to start putting things right.
Oh, so can I. And I'd like your help with them. Just imagine what it'd be like if honesty was normal in industry and politics.
Oh, but if we need new ones, Joe, why should it matter how much they cost?
Well, hell, see, we can't spend more money than we've got.
Oh, actually, Joe, they weren't $100.
What?
They were $150, Joe.
$150?
Oh, you talk of being honest, George and Marion. But I was scared stiff if I told Joe how much the new covers were going to do. Just what he'd do to me.
Oh, this sounds just like home.
Oh, but it does look awful, Joe. It's all streaky and faded.
But there's nothing much wrong with the material, Jean.
Oh, I suppose so. Joe, I wonder. You know, we could dye it. And it would only cost us a few cents.
Well, I'll be blowed. Do you really mean that, Jean? I've always said it's better to be honest about these things.
Oh, whether they're bosses or workers, they're all much the same kind of man. And if someone can get fully honest, it shows you that anyone can. So Joe tossed and turned as the hours ticked by. With his conscience he wrestled and fought. And when the day broke, he finally awoke with a very uncomfortable thought. For an hour he walked around the manager's place before he had the courage to knock. But his hard-bitten boss was quite at a loss when red-faced he gave him that clock. Big doors have to swing on small hinges, and Joe couldn't really believe how much of the rights of the worker his honest approach would achieve. For all around the world there are workers whose rights there are none to defend. And ordinary fellas like Joe are the ones on whom nations depend.
And Suresh, that's only half of it.
When will you give us the other half?
Oh, when it's finished. It's a true story, you see. It happened on the Australian waterfront. Funny thing is, when Joe got straight with his wife and his boss, he began to get interested in the union. And it affected the whole industry.
Something's certainly got into you, Dave.
Look, we just can't sit back and say it's a mighty country or she'll be right, mate. Things aren't right and they've got to change.
Of course, I'd like to help, but I've got my own life to lead.
But something's got to be done now.
Don't you push me around. I've said I'll do something when I can.
I came here hoping to find people who would really help. But it seems to me, the more you have, the more you want.
What the hell is he doing about his country? Oh, heck, I don't know. But what could a fellow like me do anyhow?
If you really want to help, you'll find how to. Oh, you never know what's around the corner. Tomorrow can be very unexpected. We're on a journey to tomorrow. Never know just what we'll find. We're on a journey to tomorrow, leaving yesterday behind.
We don't know what lies over the hill or just around the bend, where the river started from or where the rainbow went. We're on a journey to tomorrow, never know just what we'll find. We're on a journey to tomorrow, leaving yesterday behind. He has a plan for everyone. Listen and he'll tell you. It's the greatest adventure you'll ever know, and it lasts your whole life through. We're on a journey to tomorrow, never know just what we'll find. We're on a journey to tomorrow, leaving yesterday behind, leaving yesterday behind.
I thought I'd find people who would really help.
I've got my own life to lead. She'll be right.
Things aren't right and they've got to change.
True. You've got to do something about it. It's easy to knock things, Dave. It's a new thought that the world can be different if we are.
Alan, you give me hope. I shouldn't have lost my temper. We Asians are very quick to point out where others are wrong. Actually, I've talked about our problems, but I've been running away from them. You see, I'm not a great man like Mahatma Gandhi, who won us our freedom. He lived what he talked about and made every villager feel he had an important job to do. Do you think that's the kind of thing we could do for the whole world?
Well, it's our world, and it can be done.
All the world is our world, all that's past and all that's coming, all that's old or young and running. All the world is our world, all that's bad and needs a righting, all that's peaceful, all that's fighting. It's our own, it's your own. Will it be a new world?
All the world is our world. No use blaming or complaining. No use shrugging or remaining. All
all are stumbling, we must lead it. All the world is our world. Men of power need a master. Men of service must hold faster. It's our world, it's your world. Will it be our new world?
1, 2, 3, 4.
Here's your chance to speak, speak. Here's your chance to speak, speak. Here's your chance to take a chance, so speak, let's speak. Here's your chance to sing, oh sing. Here's your chance to sing, let's sing. Don't be a part of the restless tide, just sing, let's sing. Here's your chance to build, here's your chance to build. Young and old can have a part, so build, let's build. Here's your chance to dare, dare. Here's your chance to dare, dare. The sky's no limit to an astronaut, so dare, dare, dare. The guitars are playing, and we are swaying to the beat, beat, beat of the swinging drums. Our toes are tapping, our hands are clapping. We'll shout, shout, shout till the whole world comes. Here's your chance to build, here's your chance to build. Young and old can have a part, so build, let's build. Here's your chance to dare, dare. Here's your chance to dare, dare. The sky's no limit to an astronaut, so dare, dare, dare. Speak, sing, build, dare, dare.
We of the cast are a bunch of Australians and New Zealanders convinced things need to change. We're students, farmers, graduates, secretaries and nurses who came to a Moral Rearmament conference in Melbourne. It was opened by Mr. Harold Holt. We got to work to express what we wanted to do and say, and this is the result. Wake Up Matilda. In June we were invited to bring our show to Papua New Guinea, where 17,000 saw it. One leading Papuan, after seeing Matilda, said, "We need to build our future on the basis of solid hard work, non-violence and no hatred, and make Papua New Guinea an example to the whole world." During the year, we've presented our show in many parts of Australia and in both the North and the South Island of New Zealand. Now, of course, this costs money. In fact, it costs thousands of dollars. People ask, where does it come from? Well, we kicked in all we could and give our time without salary, and others have given generously and often sacrificially. Before we go back to the show, meet two of our cast.
I'm part of a mini generation, mini skirts, mini cars, and mini morals. I could see that the world was in a mess, but I couldn't see what I could do about it. I've never been interested in just being good, but I am fascinated that an ordinary girl can begin to affect the life of the nation when she decides to live straight.
I'm the son of an Indian businessman from Fiji. Although living away from India, we've always felt concerned for the country. I've come to realize that what India and the world really need is honest and unselfish men. With God's help, they can be created, and that is what I intend to give my life for.
Of course, everyone is needed to do what's got to be done in the world, and we would like all your help on it. So do write to us, Wake Up Matilda, care of this station.
What kind of world lies around the corner? What kind of world will our children see? Will things go right in the world tomorrow? What kind of future for you and me? God's kind of world can be built tomorrow. God's kind of world is the one we'll see. If we decide it's around the corner, God's kind of future for you and me.
Nations wait for leaders who decide that they'll live straight with not a thing to hide, and we can see
see that the world is run by men who do what must be done.
God's kind of world can be built tomorrow. God's kind of world is the one we'll see. If we decide it's around the corner, God's kind of future for you and me.
Wake up, Matilda, the day is calling you. The sun is shining through your coolibah tree. Take up your swag, Matilda, the road is beckoning you. The billabong is rippling with the change in the breeze. Where there is hunger, you'll take your tucker bag. Where there is work, you'll lend your heart and hands. Where there are needs, you have a life to give the world.
So wake up, Matilda, the day is calling you. A bright light is shining through your coolibah tree. Take up your swag, Matilda, the world is waiting you. Lead us together till the whole world is free. Lead us together till the whole world